Hi, welcome to Walking Wilder. I'm back. This is an intuitive reading, and let's see what the Spirit has to say. The first card I pulled was this, Step. Don't be afraid to move and change. So there's a theme here around some kind of change in your life, something that needs to be stepped up, I hear. Like having to step up your game in some way, from a point of view that whatever it is you're doing needs to go to a new level, a new kind of expression, or, well, a new level is more, what I want to say. This card, Shine, make yourself seen. So for some of you, it has to do with getting out in the world more. Perhaps you kind of had, a little bit of imposter syndrome, thinking, well, maybe I'm not good enough for that, or maybe I'm not ready, maybe I need more education, whatever it is. But this is Spirit saying, no, it's time for you to actually be seen. He's kind of like sending a signal to this ship out here. My feeling with it is it's kind of like it's time to do this, or the ship is going to kind of sail without you. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that whatever it is you're doing is not going to take off at all, but it's more the feeling of you might miss out on an opportunity for growth here that you would otherwise have. This card talks about rescue, help another to help yourself. So there's something here in the learning process that if you help someone else grow, or you help someone else see what it is that you're needing to see, which would imply that you actually already know this and are just not really doing what you intuitively know that you need to do. This card talks about a mirror, reflect yourself. So what is it that you're not wanting to see about yourself, about your own process, about where you are, the choices you have made, the direction that you're taking? There's something there that needs to be looked at in order for you to take the step and actually shine. And again, like I said, for some of you, it might be a pattern of not really wanting to be seen, of feeling like, well, not putting my face out there is safer, safer in some way. Can I know a little bit more about this, Spirit? Welcome in if you're new. Welcome back if you've been here before. If this this reading resonates with you, please go ahead and click subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Give the video a thumbs up. That all helps the energy reach more people, which is really my purpose for this. So I hope you'll do that if it resonates. All right, let's see here. Limits. So there's something about believing. Well, let's take another one. Oh, I don't know that we want to put that right in front of center. I'm going to put it over there, celebration. But there's something about these limits, and it feels like limits you're putting on yourself. And again, some of you might have some sort of pattern that is keeping you from stepping into things fully. Uncertainty. You might have, doubts that this is the right, well, not the right thing to do. Again, see how the key words on here is doubtful and confident. And it feels to me more that this is not that you don't know that you can do this, but it's like a lack of confidence, telling you, sort of a way of keeping yourself small. These cards talk about limits and limitlessness. How big can something grow? How much can I create? And how far do I want to go? For some of you, you might actually feel like, oh no, if this gets too big, or if this, takes off too much, it might be more work than what I can handle, or there might be expectations on me that I can't live up to, something like that. But this card over here talks about celebrations. I have to cover them up for YouTube, and anyway. So there is something here to work towards, to celebrate, is what Spirit is saying. There is, people around you that want to help you out, that wants to celebrate your process. This can also be various parts of yourself, that are like wanting to, parts of yourself, but versions of yourself on previous timelines, earlier in your life, that are kind of like, yes, we want to do this, yes, we want to da, 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 da. And now that you're here, there's something, that's kind of stopping you, or at least holding you back. I don't know that it's actually stopping you completely, but so this rescue card keeps popping up here. Help another to help yourself. Tell me more about that, Spirit. What is that? Nine of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Yes, this, Nine of Wands talks about being resilient, about having been through the ringer, so to speak. A lot of things might have felt hard. There might have been a dark night of the soul type of energy, or at least challenges. But this is also, a card that talks about keep going, enduring things, not giving up on yourself, putting up your boundaries with people. And this is the Ten of Pentacles, the ultimate foundation, your legacy, what people think of you. So there's something here about wanting to create something that you put out in the world for people to see or participate in, or, whatever it is. And it gives you like an inner peace, an inner joy to be able to do this. But yet it's like, for some of you, actually, this is talking about that this is the way that you save yourself, by sharing the gifts that you have learned from whatever this dark night of the soul has been. This is your way of giving, paying it forward in a way, or sharing the wisdom that you have learned through whatever it is. So, this is you helping you seeing your own worth, because you now have the ability to help people. Yeah, that's some of you. And for others of you, it might be that you accidentally, I hear, I don't know what that means, but, that you end up helping someone else, and it gives you some kind of insight into what you're actually capable of, and some sort of reassurance that you can do whatever it is you've been wanting to do. Can I get a card on that? Well, I never just get one card. Eight of Pentacles, something that you're working really hard on here. Here's the Magician and the Four of Swords. So yeah, there might be, a need for a little bit of healing here in this process. And you might help someone else through a hard time. And, that's going to heal them, and it's going to heal something in yourself as well, so that you can step back into this King of Wands energy, which, is passionate and inspired and leader in whatever field it is that you're working in. And here's the Magician. Yeah, so whatever this is, if it's you with yourself or you with someone else, it's going to transform you into this new version of yourself. It's going to make you realize that you actually have all the tools that the Magician have, and you actually have everything that you need to, in order to do whatever this is for you, to manifest like, a powerful way of being in the world. Okay. What's the challenge here, Spirit? Tell me about the challenge. Two of Pentacles. There's some sort of balance that you need to keep here. Tell me more about that. King of Pentacles. For some of you, this could have to do with having to change, the way that you earn your money, wanting to go towards something else that you're not really as sure about. So there's something here about your security, your discipline, your way of being in the world, your foundation. You know, how do I earn my money? How solid am I in that sense? 5 of Cups. Yeah. For some of you, there's this fear that this is going to bring disappointments, that this is going to not be able to sustain you in the way that you have hoped. Somehow it's going to, you might regret it, or you might be disappointed in the outcome here. Transformation here. Tell me more about the challenges, Spirit. 6 of Wands. You see, that's triumph, that's success, that's like things working out. Some of you have a pattern here that leads you to believe that you're not going to be successful on your own merit here. 3 of Swords. You might have, you know, a previous history with trying something, or someone has, with trying something that, you know, reminds you of this. There's some underlying pattern here of feeling that you are not really worthy of success. Is that it, Spirit? 5 of Pentacles, yeah. That you're not, you know, going. Someone might have told you, someone, you know, whatever. There's, and again, you know, this can be part of yourself. This can be patterns that you have with you. But there is this sense of not being, you know, struggling. So, yeah. One more card. 9 of Cups. And yet, you know, this is like a wish fulfillment. This is you, this is your soul wanting to do whatever it is. So there seems to be, you know, some kind of struggle here between what is calling you and what your logical mind is saying. With this 3 of Swords, you know, there might be thoughts about, well, you know, how are people going to see me? Is this going to work out? Am I going to be disappointed? Am I going to be a disappointment to someone? For some of you, the Star is at the bottom here, healing energy. What's the supporting energy here, Spirit? Whoop. 10 of Cups. This is your dream. This is the vision that you hold for yourself. The ultimate, this is how I want my life to look. You know, this is the things that I want to manifest. So that's good. You have a strong vision here. Even though there's doubt and there's kind of like, well, I'm not quite certain that this is, you know, maybe the time or what I should be doing. But there's still, you know, there's the vision. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, this might take some time. And you might have already been working on this for a while. Again, it's this persevering thing. So what's the issue here, Spirit? 8 of Wands. Communication, speed. You might need, or you might think that this should not take so long, that things should be going faster, that you know, for some of you, you might be waiting on other people to make up their mind or participate in whatever it is. But it's kind of like, well, there's something here that is not moving as fast as you would like it to move. Queen of Cups. And Queen of Swords. Yeah, you know, it's like your heart is wanting one thing and, you know, your logical mind might be saying something else. So it's like intuition and logic is like your heart is calling you, your soul is calling this. It's like it's time to go, it's time to go. And there might be a logical part of you that's like, well, the conditions aren't really right. It's not, you know, there can be a lot of things that we can tell ourselves that are, and maybe for some of you, it isn't really time yet. You know, there are things you need to look into and that type of thing. And for others of you, it's like, well, you're holding yourself back because you're kind of telling your soul, you're telling your soul, oh, that's rich. You're telling yourself, well, and maybe your soul, that, you're just not ready. You're not, there's something missing that, need to be there. 10 of Wands, you might be tired, exhausted, don't have the time. If this is like a side business type of thing that you want to start, you're too tired from the job that you're already doing, or things like that, of that nature. And it's like, well, I don't have the energy to have to start this, even though I know that's the road I'm going to be taking and all of that. So, but Spirit is saying step over here. They are saying, well, it's time. So what don't you see coming here? 2 of Wands. Well, this is a choice to actually make a plan about how do I get, from over here to where I want to go. How do I put this unrest or this doubt in myself to rest here? The Empress. Yeah, definitely creation energy here. There's something you're wanting to create, something you're wanting to do that's going to be nurturing to yourself, to others. What about the plan, Spirit? Tell me about the plan. What's with the plan? Page of Swords. You might get some kind of inspiration here. There's kind of like a call to be curious about, what have I not seen about this? Are there things I'm overlooking, things I could be doing to help the process along that I haven't been doing? Transformation here. Also new beginnings, something that's ending. For some of you, you might have been waiting for something else to come to a close before you can give more of your energy to this. Four Wands. Harmony. Yeah, I feel like, it is time to make some sort of decision to move towards this strength. Even though if you might feel like, well, this is going to take more energy than what I actually have. Again, for some of you, you're going to have, or you are waiting for something else to end or something else to finalize so that you can use all your energy towards this. What is that, Spirit? 7 of Wands, 3 of Wands. Yeah, this is, 3 of Wands is your vision. This is like what I want to, what I want to grow in my life. Where do I see myself? It's your confidence, it's, all of those things. But the 7 of Wands here, it's like you're putting up boundaries for yourself that may or may not really need to be there. It's kind of like a self-protection, but you also procrastination in some sort. What's with the boundaries, Spirit? Queen of Pentacles. One more. Healing. Yeah, there's something that needs to heal about you, the way, and I have to put the star card over there because she is not wearing any clothes. Do you need to heal something about your sense of prosperity? Your sense of abundance, your sense of being in this place of having what you need, having, energy and money and resources and connections and all of that good stuff. I actually feel like you do have those things, but it's like you're not really believing that you do, and that's what's lacking in order for you to get into this energy of being generous with people around you. Or, putting out in the world whatever it is you're wanting to create there. Six of Pentacles, yeah, generosity again. There's something you want to give to the world, or your soul wants to give to the world, but for some reason you're holding yourself back. Can I know more about what we're not seeing coming here? Ten of Swords. This is an ending to some pattern that has been with you for a long, long time. 10 years or more. King of Cups. Yeah, this is patiently waiting for something. Wisdom to come in. There's something here about, and again, I'm going back to this, there's something here about you helping someone else, or perhaps someone else helping you, that's going to somehow facilitate a more, a different view on what it is you're doing here. More faith in yourself. Justice. Karma here. Some truth that you haven't seen about what you have to offer. Maybe someone will tell you something, or there's something here about a truth that you haven't allowed yourself to own. Tell me more about that, Spirit. The Hermit. Some sort of inner guidance here that is going to come to you. So perhaps this helping someone else, is you, or excuse me, or your guides helping you. What about the Hermit? Is that the one? The Wheel of Fortune, destiny. So whatever it is you've been going through has kind of been, well, not kind of, it has been a destined thing. And so, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, this is, holding on kind of tightly to what you already have. So there's something destined here about you stepping into a place where you feel you can hold your own with the Hermit, that you are, capable of creating whatever it is you're wanting to create. Page of Cups here. Following your intuition, being curious about the path forward, not spending so much time doubting yourself, but being more in a sense of, I have learned, with the Hermit, I have learned a lot of things, I have a lot to offer, I don't need to be so stingy with it. And I'm sorry, it's not, but there's something about freely and joyfully stepping into the role of taking on leadership, of being the one that is teaching others, of being the one that is, showing the way. There's something about that. King of Swords. Knight of Swords. Yeah, this is taking control of your life. It's discipline, it's authority, it's being honest with yourself about what you can and can't do, and taking action on it. There literally is a call here to step up, to step forward, to not miss the boat for whatever opportunity it is that is, there for you, because this is destiny. So, the High Priestess. to follow your intuition and to hold on to whatever guidance it is that you're receiving, and quieting down the voices in your head. Well, that sounds, but the doubt, see yourself fairly. Don't, see yourself through old mistakes and that type of thing. There's a need here to see who you actually are with your whole story, not just the patterns and things that you have with you from childhood or previous lifetimes. Yeah, Ace of Wands. There's new potential here. There really is. For creativity, for passion, for starting something that's going to make your soul sing, I hear. All right, advice, Spirit, then. Can we have some advice here? One more. Nine of Cups, the Hanged Woman in this set. Yeah, here's the Two of Swords. So this and Justice. So, Judgment. Sorry. There's this, don't judge yourself so hard. It's time to see things from a different perspective here with the Hanged Woman and this Knight of Cups, and move forward from a more balanced place, from a, this feels like a soul calling thing, from love, from all the, all these things that are, the good stuff. It's, what's with the Judgment card, Spirit? Some type of awakening here, some sort of, it's like you had a spiritual awakening that's going to change you somehow. For some of you, there might be some sort of incident that's going to wake you the heck up. I hear. And change your perspective of something that you have not been wanting to see. What is that, Spirit? What is it? Can I have a card on that? The Tower. Something that's been like right in front of you. Five of Wands. Now this feels like, challenges, disagreements, but it feels like with yourself. The stories you've been telling yourself about why you couldn't do something, or why it's too soon, or why you don't have what you need, all of that good stuff. And here's the Tower. So it's like a Nine of Swords. It's like, for whatever reason, it's done with the overthinking. Something's going to snap into you. Well, no, I don't, not in that way. But it's like you're going to see something all of a sudden that's going to end all of this fear, this anxiety. And again, for most of you, it has to do with someone else, or it could be another part of yourself, but it feels like you might almost accidentally help someone else or say something, and they're like, whoa, that's, really profound, or that's very helpful, or that's very... And it makes you realize that what you have to offer is actually very, very special. So, and then, you can move forward in this Knight of Wands energy, which is stable, which, is solid, which is dedication and being, present with whatever it is that you are doing. But yeah, first there's like this Tower moment that feels like sudden insight, sudden... Like, whoa, why did I not see that sooner? Page of Wands. Yeah, there's been, and it was in the reverse here, so hesitation. You have procrastinated on this. Why, Spirit? I have two more on the advice here. Yeah. Now it comes in the upright. Page of Wands. It's time to stop procrastinating. Basically, that's the message here. For whatever reason it is that you have done that, old patterns, circumstances, whatever it is, but Spirit is like, nope, no more. It's time to explore this. It's time to go forward, to build whatever it is you want to build, to do what you came here to do, to stop, basically blocking yourself. And I know that sounds like, I don't know, easy, but if you found this, apparently Spirit feels like you need to your magic. You need to remember you're blessed. You're supposed to be doing this. This is your soul's mission. Whatever it is that's calling you is a soul mission. So if this is your reading, there's something calling you, and you know that it's a soul mission. So, yeah, the Fool, a new beginning. I kid you not. So, any which way, this is your call to action, because there is a new beginning just waiting for the taking. So, give the reading a thumbs up, hit subscribe, write me a comment. I appreciate you all so incredibly much, and just thank you for watching. Big, big love.